Hello and welcome. So since the EOC, there have been a lot of reasons why I have not actually been making videos as frequently as before. The first reason was things change very frequently. So I could spend like maybe 12 hours making a single guide for like my Fight Kiln guide. I could edit it, upload, publish. It could be 100% perfect. And the next day, everything could change. They could make an update to nerf it and make the guide completely useless. So that right there is already quite discouraging, and this is one example. So, like today, I started editing my Fight Kiln guide, and then I read on the homepage post that they're going to make changes to the armor as well as buffing monster damage, on top of nerfing the cooldown of Rejuvenate. So now I already spent 8 hours just recording the raw footage because each time I had forgotten one small thing and I wanted a really clean clip. So now all that is wasted. But that's not the point of this video. So I'll go over the small points of the video, but there is a point later on. For God Wars and Corp, they're making it more damaging, so you can't kill it as easily without taking as much damage. Now this is good because like 5 months ago, I had no idea if this was what they meant for or if this is how it's going to be or not. Because I sent my feedback back in the beta form of how easy God Wars was, how easy, well, Corp was still difficult, but God Wars as a whole was pretty easy. Then 5 months later, when they released it, it was still that easy. So I thought, okay, maybe this is how they want it. Maybe they're going to release higher level bosses. That's what I thought. And I was wrong. So it's good that they're going to buff the monsters so it's more difficult than before, so it's probably maybe more profitable. On top of that, they're going to make armor more useful. Higher level armor is going to get a damage boost, like some kind of strength bonus like before, so that's good to hear. So now you would maybe use bandos if you're doing Slayer, not just like something cheap like Dragon or even Barrows, just because it's a lot cheaper to have. Now the next change they're going to do is they're nerfing Rejuvenate so that it has a longer cooldown than before. Now this is perfectly fine because the past month people have been dueling next, and if you use your defensive abilities properly, you are completely fine. You won't use any food at all. And for that to happen to next, that is just absurd. So they're nerfing the cooldown from only 1 minute to a whole 5 minutes. They're also lowering the healing effect of Rejuvenate by 50%. So instead of healing 40% with a full adrenaline bar, it's only gonna heal 20%. Now this is gonna make the fight kill more difficult than before, which was why I had to change my guide because Rejuvenate was the only way I was able to get through the entire fight kill without using any food, while also using like level 50 equipment. Now, the main point and the main problem of this video is that in the EOC, abilities don't work properly as they should. From what I hear, momentum works fine, but with abilities, it's just so wrong. You get the same DPS with a two-handed staff than a one-handed wand, which is it shouldn't be like that. You should get a 50% damage increase. So that's what's wrong with Magic. With dual wielding, outside of the three abilities that actually take into account the offhand weapon, besides those three, you get the same DPS with a one-handed weapon than a primary and offhand weapon. So dual wielding is severely underpowered. Not only that, they also plan to release level 90 dual wielding weapons when they have not yet fixed this. And if they don't fix this, then a chaotic maul will still be better DPS than level 90 weapons that the Calphite King is supposed to drop. Now, of course, I have no idea if they intend this or not. I'm still in the dark about whether they intend this in the EOC or it should be the other way around. Is dual wielding supposed to be this weak or not? So besides the fact that there's simple things wrong with the EOC, if they release the Calphite King before fixing dual wielding, then the level 90 weapons are gonna be useless, on top of the Chaotic Dragon Claw upgrading that they're gonna plan to release. Because a Chaotic Maul will just be better in almost every single way, outside of the three abilities that actually take into account of the offhand weapon. Now, the last update that they mentioned is having a chaotic upgrade for the Dragon Claw through Dungeonary. Now, there can only be one of two things that can happen. If the chaotic Dragon Claw does the same damage as a rapier and CLS becomes useless, but the Dragon Claws becomes useful as an easier way to get the same DPS of a chaotic weapon. However, if the Chaotic Dragon Claw upgrade thing does less damage than a Rapier or CLS, then it's still useless like before. If you could afford a full Chaotic, it would be a much better choice. And on top of that, dual wielding is still broken a chaotic maul at the moment is still a much better choice than any of the other chaotic weapons. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say for this video. I don't know, I'll just give a summary in the description as always. But for now, thank you very much for watching and have a nice day. I'm also working on the nil spills while I was doing this, but then the post came out, so I decided to do this. It didn't take that long to do this. But again, thank you very much for watching.